And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Motorshow Updates brought to you by Michelin with the awesome Mr. Naveen Richard. How is it going for you?
It's been great so far, man. I mean, very rarely in the comedy community do I get to talk about cars for hours on end.
Nice.
I think Kenny is the only other guy I ever get to talk about cars and engines. And
we'll bring Kenny on next time, I guess. But we're going to be talking about another three-pointed star. Not this one. It's the Mercedes B Class.
Oh, okay.
Now, first off the bat, we were talking about car design earlier, especially with what BMW has been doing.
Yeah.
On the contrast, I think Mercedes has been nailing their design.
They get better every time, you know.
Yeah.
You think this is pretty, and then the next year they make it prettier.
Now, the B Class, arguably, was probably the most, I would maybe ignored of all the Mercedes cars, you could say.
Yeah, everyone was like, you saw B Class, you'd be like, who are you making this for? What are you... Is this like, is one person making this for your grandmother specifically?
Alright, but Mercedes Benz said that, you know what, like the A Class, we've had to go back to the drawing board with the B Class.
Yeah.
And this is what they've come up with. So firstly, the previous generation looked like a minivan, right?
Yeah.
But the design brief with this new one, it has been focused on making it more like a sports tourer.
Oh, so you can't just throw those words around.
But it does look the part, right?
Dude, come on, it went from looking like a bulbous fish to now it looks like a less bulbous fish.
A good-looking bulbous fish, you could say.
I guess. The B Class has always had this fat kind of rear end.
Yes.
Which they do for spaciousness. That's the whole thing about the B Class.
If you look at the designs, right, they've completely reworked the designs. It's more slimmer. The silhouette is much nicer. Very sporty design overall. You can get it on up to 19-inch wheels as well, which I think looks absolutely fabulous.
If you're a gangster granny, yeah.
It gets slim headlamps. It gets new LED DRLs and multi-beam LED headlamps as well. And what's the biggest victory here is Mercedes has really thrown everything into it. It comes with a high gloss black spoiler that doesn't just look cool aesthetically, but actually plays a functional role.
There's a spoiler on it?
Yeah, it reduces drag. But Mercedes have also said is the overall design of the B Class has designed to be as aerodynamically efficient as possible to reduce noise overall. So that's going to improve what we call the NVH levels. Mercedes is doing such a fabulous job with the interiors, but the more I think about it, it's also kind of standardized, because if you look at the dual screens with the interiors, you can get it in the S Class all the way down to the A Class.
Yeah.
On one side, you could say that, okay, it's great because they've standardized it, you can get all those features, but on the other hand, it's like, what's so exclusive about the S Class more, right?
Everything else, I think, that's the thing about the interiors, you know. In one way, if you're not shallow, the B Class is good. It's beautiful on the inside, maybe not on the outside. In my being very harsh on this.
You really don't like it, do you?
It's all right. Good try, I guess. You know, I feel like I'm being mean to this. Good try. You know, Glenn. Fine. You raise a family. You're a married man. It makes sense. You settle down too early. You kind of disappointed me, man.
But I mean. Fair enough. I still like it.
Yeah.
But let's talk a little bit more about maybe what it gets will probably change your mind.
Yeah.
So it gets massage seats. It gets 64 color ambient lighting.
Yeah.
It gets a high-end audio system. It gets, if you look at the air conditioning vents, very cool. It's got like this turbine design with blue accents. It gets dual screens, so that MBUX system. Furthermore, with the massage seats, it can also do it's called multi-contour seats with the massage function, which can make minute adjustments while you drive, which prevents fatigue. So as you're driving along, it kind of just like changes, does some pressure points here, and
instead
you feel
shifting
refreshed.
your butt position, your seat changes.
Your seat does it for you.
That's beautiful.
All on a sort of an entry-level car. And not just that, it also comes with the same safety and autonomous package that the S Class gets. Essentially, an L2 level autonomous car can sort of drive itself on the highway. It's got a bunch of safety assists as well.
But that's how it works right nowadays. You know, something that starts off in a luxury car makes its way down to the medium. Like it's like remember back in the day when LED daylight running lamps were a thing, and now it's standard on TVS 50. So it's gonna trickle down.
True.
So yeah, one day a Suzuki Ignis is gonna have butt massaging repositioning seats as well.
That would be the
That'd
day.
be pretty cool, yeah.
When it comes to engine options, of course, globally it comes with a choice of engine options, but the one that we're most likely going to see in India is the 2-liter diesel. It's the BS6 engine that's all sort of making its way down to the cars. We've seen it on the new C Class as well.
Yeah.
That's most likely the one that's going to come to India. And what's going to be interesting with this car, it should make its way down to India in 2019, but I'm curious to know what the price is going to be like, because everybody's excited for the A Class and I think it's going to do really well. But the B Class at this stage also makes sense. It makes a case for itself. What do you think about the B Class? Why don't you let us know in the comment section below? And don't forget, folks, we have a tire giveaway competition. You know what? These guys can win a set of brand spanking new tires for their scooter, for their motorcycles, for their cars, for their performance cars.
Wow.
And all you have to do to find out how to win it is just stay tuned till the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back in just a bit.